So with Persona 5 Royal having a multi-platform release and Persona 3 and Persona 4 both releasing at the same time, it's time for Atlus to take it to the future for the Persona series. Today I'm going to give you my 6 things that I want from Persona 6 wherever the hell it's going to come out. Sit back, relax, let's get it on. Hey guys, what's going on? King Narukami here, welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for bearing with me during my little break that I had. A little bit burnout and some personal stuff happens, but shit, I am back here for you guys. We are back in this bitch, and I'm ready to talk about 6 things that I want for Persona 6. Now, I got this idea from a video that David Cassidy RPGs did, and that kind of got my wheels turning. My creative wheels, actually. So, let's just go ahead and get started with less party members. Might seem like, what the fuck is this guy talking about on the surface? But just bear with me for a second. If you ask me, towards the end of Persona 5, there got to be a lot of party members on the team. Not only, especially during Royal, when you had an extra one, Kasumi, at the end. During Royal, I felt like there were so many party members that joined later on, such as, Futaba and Haru, that I don't really think Atlus got the chance to really go along with their characters and introduce them and keep them into the story and relevant. All these different party members, because P5 had such a big cast, kind of worked to its detriment. I know some people are going to like the fact that you have more people to play as, which I totally see it, but in my estimation, once people in Persona 5 Royal had their, you went through their palace, you got through their main story, I kind of think that most of the characters kind of, fell off from the story and weren't as relevant. So take Yusuke for an example. His story with Madarame is such a great story. Yusuke is put in this great light and everything, and then as soon as the story ends, he's kind of put to the side, in my opinion, and it's on to the next characters. And Yusuke doesn't really have a lot of time to shine in the rest of the game unless you do his social link, which, to me, Yusuke's social link wasn't all that great except for a few scenes. And especially characters for later on, such as, even Haru. A lot of people complain about Haru, how you can forget about her easily, and she was the least fleshed out character in the series. If we had less party members, I feel like Atlus could have a lot more time fleshing these characters out and preparing you to get to know them before the end game. And to me, that's very important. Persona is a lot about the characters, and I feel like the less party members, and I know that might sound crazy, the less party members, the more fleshed out Atlus can make the characters without, getting another 150-hour experience. Now, this next one kind of comes from David Cassidy RPG's video. Better side content, as you saw on the slide right there. It kind of goes along with what he says. Me and David are big Yakuza fans. Their side content, they have a ton of side content, just extra characters, mini games, and everything. And a lot of the story stuff in the Yakuza series, you get a lot of character development with these guys' side characters as well. Go watch David's video if you want more information on that. He explained it a lot better than I could. I'll leave the link to his video in the description. That's really the catalyst for this video right here, but I think Persona 6 really needs to have better side content and more memorable side content as well. That makes it so the players aren't just going mindlessly through mementos, just doing all these missions with a bunch of text right before you go see them. To me, the mementos missions weren't that great because most of them were just text-based, and it didn't really have that oomph factor to completing them. But that's just me. Now, I know what you're going to say with this one. Well, King, we had a lot of callbacks in Persona 5. Well, yeah, that's very true. There was some callbacks, but to me, these callbacks were very minuscule and really didn't mean anything in the long run. Of course, you had the billboards of Rise and Konami and everything, and straight callbacks to Persona 4, Persona 4 dancing. Of course, you had Tanaka as well, his shady commodities. But to me, I want more of a callback to the older games. A lot of, especially Persona 1, 2, and 3. I feel like, let's take Persona 4 for example. In Persona 4, you actually take a field trip to Satsumi Port Island, the main hub for Persona 3, the main world that you're going in and 100% about. And with it, you get to see a lot of the old buildings and some of the old characters, not the main characters, but a lot of side characters, and get to interact with them and see how they're doing and everything. I love those kind of callbacks and everything. I think it's great. And even in Persona 2, you actually have playable party members from Persona 1, such as Eriko, and you also have Nanjo for Persona 1 as well, which is very, very big callbacks for Persona 1. I think we need more of that in Persona 6. It would be very much appreciated by long-term fans, and I think people that even just play Persona 5, that would be greatly appreciated, and that's something I really want in the game. Now, this next one's pretty self-explanatory. A college setting for Persona 6. I think the high school atmosphere is getting kind of tiring. You can only do so much with that. I know Japan loves, high school settings and everything, but I just think we need a more mature Persona game. Kind of like what they did with the cast with Persona 2, who are, grown up and everything, more grown up. You get to put them in more adult situations and stuff that we can all relate to. I think that would be very work to the benefit of Persona 6's story. Like I said, I don't know how, Japan would take it because, like I said, they love their high school settings and everything over in Japan. But I would really like to see a more mature college setting for Persona 6 where, they could have more time to tell all these, expand upon all these stories, because there's only so much you could do with the high school setting in a video game. Now, these next two are going to kind of be whatevers, and I know this next one's not really going to happen because it's Atlas, and Atlas and Sega really likes their DLC, but I really want them to stop with all these crappy DLC practices that they've been doing, like the digital deluxe and everything. I really hate that. Get the game 4 days early if you buy the digital deluxe. There's nothing for the physical collectors. All these cosmetic DLCs and almost like pay-to-win DLCs, level up DLCs that I keep on seeing in games. Even in Like a Dragon Ishin, there's these one-time consumable items that you can buy for your character, and once you use it, it's kind of gone. It's almost like microtransactions. This is something that really needs to stop for Persona 6. I don't think it's going to happen. One can only dream, but I really don't think it's going to happen. But I would like to see these shitty DLC practices stop. Atlas, fucking stop it. We all hate it. No one likes it. Let it die. And the last thing that I want to see for Persona 6, and it might probably be the biggest thing, but I really want to see Persona 6 have a multi-platform release. It makes sense with the direction Sega's heading right now. Sega really wants to put an emphasis in these past few years on multi-platform release. That's why we had, all these Sonic and Yakuza games releasing multi-platform. Persona finally came to Xbox, PC, and Switch. Sega's really wanting to up their multi-platform game. And I think an exclusivity deal with Sony or even Microsoft at this point would work to Persona 6's detriment. You want everyone to play this game. You want as many people to buy this product and have access to this game as possible. So yeah, put it on the PS5, put it on Xbox, put it on PC, put it on the Switch or the Switch 2 when that releases. I think that that's the biggest way that everyone can enjoy Persona 6. I really hope that this next game is not exclusive to the PS5 like some reports have been saying. I really doubt it's going to be with Sega's practices for multi-platform recently, so I don't really think you're going to have anything to worry about right there. So yeah, that's it guys. That is my list of 6 things that I want to see for Persona 6. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What kind of things do you want to see from Persona 6? Do you think my wants are kind of stupid? Just let me know if I'm a dumbass down below. Remember to like the video if you haven't already. It really helps me out a lot. And subscribe for more Atlas content. I'll see you guys in the next video. King out.